Hey guys, it's Jen from beautyriotx. Don't mind my eyes. I'm in the middle of another video where I'm doing an eye look, or I'm testing eye makeup, so ignore that part. So I also decided to take this opportunity. God, what's wrong with me? I also decided to do a foundation review at the same time because I need to do my foundation anyway. So I just saw that the brand Makeup Revolution just came out with a new Conceal and Hydrate Radiance foundation with hyaluronic acid, medium full coverage. I have their original Conceal and Define foundation. It's more of like a natural matte finish, I guess, kind of semi-matte finish. It's great. I love it. The only thing I don't love about it is I hate doe foot applicators for foundation. I feel like you waste so much product. I feel like it's impossible to get all the product out. But considering this is a pretty affordable drugstore product, whatever. So the claims for this product are specifically formulated to suit every skin type and tone, but is particularly beneficial for dry skin. I have kind of like combo dry. With hyaluronic acid, it offers all day long radiance and glow without settling into fine lines or clinging to dry patches. Housed in a luxe glass bottle with a new pump. There's a pump? What? For added control, oh thank you God so much. This foundation offers medium to full coverage. I also got the concealer. P.S. My daughter's in background. If you have a problem with the adorable sound or view of a gorgeous child, just leave now because the baby stays. This retails for $12. You can use your coupons at Ulta. And the concealer retails for $10. I have the shade F7 and C5 for the concealer. So let's open this. I'm so excited, there's a pump. I put on my normal, my current favorite primer. This is like a serum primer, so it doesn't make it, it doesn't do over moisturizing, but it doesn't mattify either. It just kind of balances my skin. And as per usual, everything that I use today will be listed in the box below. Yes. So let's just get into it. I'm gonna use my beauty blender. I have really been liking the Marc Jacobs brush, but because this is a testing video, this is like an OG favorite. So this is the Wet n Wild Beauty Sponge, just in case you were wondering. So let's just get right into it. I'm gonna put this on my Anastasia plate right here. It's a little bit watery. Shade seems pretty good. I remember using the shade F6 when I tried the original Conceal and Define. And I feel like it was like way too light, and then I tried F7 and it was like perfect. Oh, good. This is pretty dead on. Hopefully there's no oxidizing happening afterwards, because, wow. That's kind of perfect. Should we do a side-by-side? Should we? Maybe we should. Okay. Maybe we should. I think I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do this one, so the hydrating new one on this side and then the original one on this side, just so we can see what kind of difference we're looking at finish-wise. So right off the bat, I'll zoom you in. The coverage is definitely a good medium, and I can definitely see how you could build it up. Are you singing, Louie? Aw, my baby. You could definitely get away with just not even using concealer and just using this under your eyes. So it's not looking overly like wet or dewy. So it's like a medium kind of, it's more like a satiny, I would even say. I wouldn't say it's crazy dewy or anything. You got a hurt. So yeah, like I said before, I don't love this doe applicator. And honestly, as much as I like the formula, the doe applicator is one of the reasons I don't reach for this a ton. It just annoys me. It just annoys me. And even though this one's definitely more of like a matte finish, I've never thought of it as like, oh my God, it's so crazy drying matte. Like it's more of a satiny kind of finish in my eyes, which is kind of what I just said about this side, but I guess we're gonna see side by side. And again, this shade is also F7 with the regular Conceal and Define. I know this isn't relevant to this video, but I'm loving this eye look on this side, just for argument's sake. All right, so we have the original. All right, I definitely see like more of like a natural, not natural, like a glow from within on this side. All right, so I'm actually going to use the newer Conceal and Hydrate on both sides. Like I'm not gonna use the original Conceal and Define because honestly, I don't love that one for concealing because it's a little too drying for me. People love to comment on how little, you need to use more concealer. Like you're not using enough. Guess what? You know who knows my face better than me? Nobody. This is what works best for me. So keep your little opinions like that to yourself, Karen. Now, I don't know if I got this undertone correct because I think this had like a golden undertone. It looks okay though, right? Usually I go for like a neutral undertone for concealers and like everything, honestly. But I was kind of in a rush because even though the Ulta website said that my store had them in stock, they weren't actually out on the shelves yet. So the girl's like, listen, I can get it for you. It's in the back room, but like you have to tell me what shade that you want. Like I don't have any testers or anything for you to try. So I was like, okay, I need F7 and C6 because that's the last one I remember putting in my cart online. So I just kind of had to guess. But I just remember it being like, oh wait, that had a golden undertone. I see a killer crease on this side, but whatever. All right, let's set this like ASAP. But I'm gonna zoom in before I do that. I'm already zoomed in as much as I possibly can be. I'm gonna get closer. All right. I mean, to be honest, I don't see a huge difference right off the bat. I see creases, you know, I see my fine lines, I see creases. I do like that it's, you know, it has a brightening effect. It's a concealer and it's a shade lighter than the foundation, so it's going to give me a brightening effect, which is how concealers work. But now that this has sat on my face for a minute, it definitely does look pretty similar to the original Conceal and Define foundation. Like I don't notice the dewiness anymore. There's maybe a little bit of a difference. This side does look a tiny bit more matte, but not a ton. They feel the same. I'm gonna put the rest of my makeup on and see how everything sits on top of it, and then we'll come back and I'll tell you my final thoughts about how it feels, how it lays. I think if you had like super dry skin, maybe you'd like this one better. But again, I mean, off the bat, they don't look too different. Actually, you know what? Let's see where is hyaluronic acid on the ingredient list? If I'm reading this right, it looks like it's all the way at the bottom. So there might really not be that much in here to begin with. So this might be like much closer in formula than we think. I mean, there might not be too much of a difference to these at all. I'm not a chemist, I don't know for sure. If you know more about these kind of things, you know, let me know in the box below. But if I'm reading this right, sodium hyaluronate, I'm assuming that's hyaluronic acid, then it's pretty close to the bottom. So I mean, there might only be like a smidge in here. Maybe not enough to make a huge difference, but I mean, it's a drugstore product. They're not gonna put an obscene amount in here. You know, it's not a high-end prestige brand. But, you know, if having that in your product makes you feel better, then get it. I mean, I don't think you're gonna like one more than the other. They seem pretty similar. And they both look very, very nice. I mean, I don't think you're gonna have a problem with either of them, honestly. But if you wanna do more of the dewy skin one, then go for it. But I mean, look at my face. There really isn't a huge difference. I haven't set it yet. It's on my skin with a primer. So let me finish my face and I'll be right back and we'll talk about how it looks like finally. I'll zoom you in. I did put highlight on, so you see like an extra glowiness, that's what it is. It's not the actual foundation. I really don't think either side looks much different than the other. Whether or not the ingredients are different from the original and the hydrating, I can't say. I'm not a chemist. I haven't looked through every single one. But do I think, if you have this one, the original one, I don't think you need this one. I don't see a big enough difference to be like, oh my God, it's completely different. Like, look at this. if you don't have the original one, try this one. You may like it. I don't think it's bad at all. I just don't think it's that much different. But I mean, to each her own. There have been products that people have said, there's nothing special about this. And I've gotten it and I'm like, what are you talking about? This is incredible. Or I've gotten products that somebody had said, oh my God, this is the best thing in the world. And I got it and I'm like, are you insane? This is horrible. So, I mean, take what I'm saying with a grain of salt. I mean, I'm like that, like even like with movies. Some people will be like, this movie was horrible. And I'm like, it's the best movie I've ever seen. So yeah, I mean, just try it for yourself. I mean, it's a drugstore product. You're not gonna, your life won't be over if it's horrible. And you may have found a new drugstore product, but I'm so excited it comes with a pump. That's awesome. That alone is enough to be like, take a chance and try it. So yeah, that was it. Again, this is the shade F7 if it's close to what you are. I think the shade is perfection. Perfection. I think all my makeup went on beautifully. I mean, beautifully. The concealer shade C6. No, C5, I'm sorry. Did I say C6 in the beginning? I might have said C6. It's C5, I'm sorry. This is C5. Why did I say C6? Maybe online. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Why am I still talking about it? This is C5, not C6, I'm sorry. I do think my under eyes look a little dry, to be honest, but I set them. I'll have to try doing this without setting it. I did see a lot of creasing before I set it though, so I'll have to try this on its own as well without setting it to see how it sits too. But again, the hyaluronic acid is very low at the bottom of the ingredient list, so I can't see this being incredibly hydrating. Just my opinion though. You may find it different. So yeah, that was it. Thank you guys so much for watching, and until next time, I'll see you guys later. Bye.